What's up guys, Kyokai1994 here today to talk to you about anything, you guessed it, Dragon Ball, from Ball to Z and everything in between. And recently, I've been telling you all my ideas for side stories in the Dragon Ball franchise that I would enjoy seeing. In this video, like all the others in the series, I've brought on a special guest to talk about the side stories with me. I want to introduce for the very first time to my channel, the man from Down Under. He's cooler than Kura and chiller than King Cold. FrozenParticle, welcome to the channel, man. I want to thank you for joining me, and how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. Happy to be here, man.
I'm glad to hear that, man. So, I do want to first tell everybody to go down to the description and hit the link, and it will take you over to FrozenParticle's channel, and you can check out the awesome content that he puts out. But recently, you put your thoughts out regarding Goku's importance in being in Dragon Ball stories, and I'll leave a link for that video in the description below so you all can check that out as well. But with your thoughts and conclusion in that video, I'm super excited to have you on my channel talking about the character I know we both love and want to see more of. The prince of my favorite race of monkeys, Vegeta. So, there was one side story that I really wanted to see before anything, and I really want to see Kid Vegeta. I mean, we see plenty of it throughout the series, like little hints and bits here and there. Obviously, we get to see very disturbing moments of his childhood, like we see in Super with his father being, you know, taken down by Beerus. But I really want to see Kid Vegeta and Nappa's adventures. Because I know that later on in the story, they gather other warriors to be on their team, but the whole time, it's him and Nappa. So they have this huge bonding, but Nappa's got some age on him. So, I mean, it's very interesting to see this kid kind of mature into what we'll later see be my personal favorite full-blood Saiyan in the series. But I didn't know if maybe you had any little, you know, side bits that you'd want to see through Kid Vegeta and Nappa, or any little cool little adventures.
Well, I think it would just be cool, the dynamic of the sort of mentor character of Nappa sort of teaching Vegeta the ways of how to be a Saiyan and how to be a ruthless sort of badass that we saw in the Saiyan arc. And then as the side story progresses, we see Vegeta become more and more arrogant and then sort of puts down Nappa, so we kind of have the rise of the apprentice sort of character, and then he sort of overthrows, even though he is the prince already, he's kind of overthrows the mentor character Nappa, and that's the sort of relationship we see in the Saiyan arc. I think that is a really cool idea, and I just want them to go to planets and sort of just be outright savages. And it's a story that now obviously Planet Vegeta, it's pretty like sacred, we've seen stories that have been messed up by seeing like Planet Vegeta, like Dragon Ball Minus. That was a story set on Planet Vegeta that was just terrible because it just didn't need to be there. It was unnecessary, but I think this sort of side story works because it is a necessary addition to the Dragon Ball mythos. So yeah.
No, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, going back to that Minus, it could have been on any planet. I mean, obviously there are the small, subtle hints that they want you to see, like, oh, he got shot back into time and he's in the same exact spot as the black hole that was made. But it didn't really have to be told. It was just an interesting story. But with this Kid Vegeta and Nappa, I really feel personally it's something that I've needed to complete the character. Throughout the whole span of seeing Vegeta, I've always been really interested in his character, and I've also really enjoyed seeing his character growth. My true favorite character is Trunks, so my favorite family between Goku and Vegeta is obviously the Vegeta family. I mean, Bulma is my favorite woman in this show. Vegeta's my favorite full-blood Saiyan. I mean, I just love that family, so I love seeing the fullness of that family. And we got to see that a little bit more with Trunks, with, you know, his backstories that we get to see through shots in the manga, anime spots, things like that. But I really want to see some of the times where Vegeta's actually alone. The kid Vegeta is actually alone, taking out planets by himself, just showing off his amazing power level at his youth. And you could do so much. I mean, you could do any story, because as long as you have Planet Vegeta blow up and you have him come to Earth later on, you can do anything in between there. I mean, as long as you don't kill off a character that's important that comes on later in the series and try to do like some kind of retcon with that, you're perfect. I mean, you could do whatever you want. Any world, any villains, any place. I mean, he doesn't always have to win either. I mean, he could go to a planet by himself and he could actually be taken out, and he might have to go back and get Nappa to, come, or well, not even just Nappa, he might have to get Nappa and a few others to actually come up and help him take out the rest of the the rest of that world. So I see a lot of interesting things that can come from seeing his backstory. We can also see more of his tragic past, because obviously out of all the characters, Vegeta and Trunks have terrible pasts of their worlds blowing up and their fathers being taken out. Goku has one, but Goku doesn't care about his dad. Goku never knew his dad, but Vegeta did know his dad, and maybe we can see why he acts the way he does from these, side stories of him being a kid. But in our talks off air, you were talking about something you'd like to see that actually takes place the opposite of his childhood, if you wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Of course. Well, during the Buu Saga all the way up to the end of Z, there is a 10-year gap that takes place, and now, this 10-year gap is currently being filled by Dragon Ball Super currently, but I would like to see more of an emphasis on Vegeta reaching that endpoint in the end of Z, as we saw him sort of mature and be more of a fatherly figure to Trunks, and pretty much be a family man that has completely adapted to Earth life with no hint of rivalry with Goku anymore until they ruined that in the Kazanban ending. But anyway, I'd love to see that void filled with Vegeta, and we've seen bits of it here and there with different slice of life episodes with Vegeta, but we haven't seen that character development actually come into complete fruition throughout Super. So I'd love to see Vegeta become the person that he was in the end of Z, because that just completes the character. And as you were saying earlier, the kid Vegeta, it just completes something about his past. This completes something about his character development towards the end of Z. So I think both stories really work out. They both add something, and I think they're really cool stories that should be told.
No, I completely agree. Especially like you were talking about him relaxing into Earth life. I mean, we get to see him chilling in that, nice pair of khakis and that nice black jacket at the end of Z. But after Z, it'd be nice to see what he does. I mean, he's going to stop training at one point. I mean, the Saiyans only get to fight and only get to be, in their prime for so long, so they still have life after that. And it would be very interesting to see what happens, because I don't think he's ever going to be lovey-dovey, that kind of thing. But, I mean, he is softening up, and it would be very interesting to see, like they did in Super, where he goes on a vacation with them, but maybe he doesn't get mad. Maybe he actually rides the roller coaster, and maybe he actually enjoys the people and starts doing dance or limbo competitions. That'd be interesting to see. Maybe even, spinning fire. That'd be kind of cool. But, so, after this Vegeta living life after Z, this slice of life little, series of chapters of manga that we would be able to read, I really think this would be the most important story that we could see come from the Dragon Ball room regarding Vegeta. I think because it's something that they play through the entirety of the Saiyan arc to now, through Super, is Vegeta and Goku's rivalry, and it needs to end. We need to see a final fight. It could be one set of 10 chapters like Jocko kind of was, one manga, like one little book. But I would love to see a final fight. An actual deciding final fight as well. Not just something that ends in nothingness. One of them can be in the other world, or one of them can give up. But those are the only two. Honestly, I really only see one of them going to the other world being a satisfying conclusion. Because that is a final, I beat you. And that's what I want to see. I want to see this character completed. We just talked about him being a kid. We talked about him being a actual growing older. And then I want to see him and Goku's chapter finally end out. I don't know how you feel about that situation.
I mean, that would be cool under the implication of I don't want Vegeta to be at all bitter and salty about Kakarot. I don't want him to be a shell of his former self, like with the whole rivalry thing. I don't want him to be uber uptight, but I just want to see that end admittedly for a bit of fan service, but ultimately it would serve a purpose at the end of the day. This is not a rivalry, this is just completing the rivalry and sort of them being friends. They're fighting as friends, and but because the rivalry was long gone in the Buu arc, when Vegeta was like, "You are number one, Kakarot," I think that is where the rivalry ended, but as friends, as Saiyan sort of figuratively speaking, brothers in a way, figuratively speaking, of course, like, it would just be really impactful to see them just go at it and just blow shit up. I think that would be really neat, and yeah, the only implication would be just them not to fight, in the case of a rivalry, but more sort of friendship and being sort of, not really friendship, just being sort of neutral to one another.
A competition.
Yeah.
More of like a competition, like somebody needs to win on this. Like I said, I still want to see one of them take the other one to the other world, because that would be really interesting to see as like a final thing, instead of like, like an explosion and then cut to nothingness. That would kind of upset me. And even if Vegeta doesn't win, I mean, even though I favor him over that, I would not be upset. And especially since his name is on the book, that would be a very twist ending to have. But it would just be a very interesting fight, because, I mean, this would still be during, some amount of training, I would say, because he would want to build it up. Hey, I gotta be better than Goku. I gotta beat Kakarot. But Kakarot's been training with Oob, so, I mean, after his training with Oob and possibly having the fight that he wanted with Oob, we'd finally get to see the fight he wanted with Vegeta. Because remember, in the Saiyan arc, he told Krillin to let him go, because he wanted to beat him on his own. And this could be where he beat him on his own, or this could be where he got beaten. And that's really interesting to me, seeing that kind of stuff and reading something like that to complete my vision of what I feel the series is, would be just such a bittersweet ending, and I would be very happy with that.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But with that, I do feel like that's where we're going to kind of end this out on. I think 3 solid major Vegeta stories would be good to see come out of the Dragon Ball room, and I really want to see a lot more of these mangas come out, because we can make as many anime specials, as many movies as we want, but there's nothing like just opening a book and reading and seeing this art. I mean, there's plenty of animation problems that you can find in any series, no matter what. I'm not calling out things from Dragon Ball Z or Super in particular, but to crack open those pages and see those perfect pictures almost is awesome. I mean, I love just picking up my mangas in general and flipping them open just to random panels and just trying to find stuff I didn't see. Like, Toriyama's amazing at drawing landscapes and cars and things like that. And there are people out there that give him his credit, but for the wide amount of viewers, they don't ever realize those kinds of things. But I do want you guys to go check out FrozenParticle's channel and subscribe. His link is going to be down in the description below. Other than that, I also want you to go out and check his videos out for sure. I want you to leave comments on his videos. I want you to leave likes if you liked them. We all want to see feedback, and I want you guys to show him some love, just like I would show him some love as well. But I didn't know if you had any, final closing words.
Nothing in particular, but I just want to reiterate that these stories, I feel, and also the host of it, they're very important stories that haven't been told, and I don't want them to be shoehorned into Super. I don't think that's the best approach to these stories. I just want them to be sort of side stories, just their own thing. I don't want them to be sort of tacked onto Super for the most part,
Yeah, I completely agree, because trying to just put everything under this Dragon Ball Super banner is going to have to end soon. I mean, we're getting close to the end of Z, and I'm going to do another video possibly sometime in the future about what I want to see after Z and what I want to see them do with the series, because at this rate, they're not going to stop. I mean, they have the Dragon Ball room, like I've talked about in every one of these videos. It's going to stay going for a while. But I did want you guys to like the video if you enjoyed it. I also want you guys to subscribe to me if you're new, if you haven't, to see more great content from me. And I definitely want to hear down in the comments your side stories that you want to hear from Vegeta. I purposely did not mention any lovey-dovey things, because off air I did talk about how I feel like that wouldn't be Vegeta's true character. but I know people are going to comment down in the comment section about things like that. But I do want to hear, and I will read every single comment that you guys put down in there. And I also want to hear anything else that you would want to hear side story wise, any random character, something like that, and I'll possibly do a topic on it. But I did want to thank Frozen for coming on again, and I did want to invite you back to the channel. You're more than welcome anytime that you'd like to do any content with me, man. I had a great time doing this video. Don't know about you.
Of course, man. It was very much a blast talking about my favorite character, Vegeta.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
My second favorite character, but second is like a very, very hard number to say, because it's like one, and I know you can't see me, and then like the other one is just such a smidgen lower that it's like that's why I always just say I love that family. I pick Vegeta's side of the science. But yeah, so I'm gonna end that off on there, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.